Hello my friends and welcome back to my channel, Coffee Tea Paper. My name is Louise and I'm here today to have a look at a fountain pen from Ferris Wheel Press. They have a number of pens in their fountain pen lineup, and just to do a quick comparison, because I have done reviews on the two types that I have. This one up the top here is the Joule, Joule, and as you can see, it comes in a very heavy duty box. It also comes in a full grain leather pen holder to keep the lacquer body from getting scratched. The body of the pen, like the full pen, is made from brass with a lacquer finish. It has a two-tone full-size number 6 nib, and the pen itself is quite hefty at 45.3 grams, and this pen just writes beautifully. It's just an absolute pleasure, with this very intricate engraving on the grip here. It gives you enough texture to feel firm, but it doesn't irritate the fingers, and it's just a beautiful pen. The only thing I find less than to my taste, which is purely just a personal preference, is that I find this bit just a bit gold. If it was a matte finish rather than a shiny finish, that would probably just be a little bit more to my own personal taste. I mean, so saying, it actually works in very well with the rest of the pen, so that's just me, right? This one retails, and I'm going to do it in Australian dollars, so I'll try to remember to put a US or an euro price down below, but this is on the Ferris Wheel Press website for $346.99. Of course, if you use my code JA-CTP, you receive 15% off. So that's just something to keep in mind as we look at these pens. The other pen that I have a lot of are these Carousel, which is their base model entry level. It has an acrylic body. It's just a pull off cap. We'll just get out this one so you can see the difference in the nib size. So you can see here, huge difference in the nib size. It also has a custom ground nib. The body is just acrylic. Now, Ferris Wheel Press have come out and said that this acrylic body is an upgrade from the earlier iterations of this pen, and now they actually have in place, because there had been some issues with the body cracking, but now they actually have in place what they call their evergreen warranty, which covers any purchases against defects and cracking and so on and so forth. I'll try and do a video. It's a pretty extensive warranty that they've put out, so worth making yourself familiar with. This one's a Carousel. It retails on the Australian Ferris Wheel Press website for $36.99. 10%, I guess, of the price of this one. And it's like comparing and I hope I don't offend anyone here, but it's like comparing a Kia Picanto with a Ferrari, right? They're just not in the same well, they're definitely not in the same price point, but there's just really no comparison. So saying that if you enjoy being out and about, writing with a fountain pen, this is probably the one that you're not going to be upset about if you lose it, if it drops on the floor, if somebody, look, it's a nice pen, like if somebody sort of expresses an interest in, oh, fountain pen, oh, I haven't tried that before, hand it to them. If you never see it again, it's not the end of the world, right? This one, no, you're not about to hand this one over without watching them like a hawk. So it's not really a fair comparison, but I just want to put it out there, okay? Today we're looking at this one that they've sent me, which is called the Marquise Fountain Pen. Marquise? And this is the After Hours model, and this one has a medium nib. All the nibs are steel. So even though this one is two-tone, it is not gold plated, it is not gold, it's steel. This one, we'll get it out, have a look, have a good read about it, do a writing test. This one retails for $345.99. So it is $1 cheaper than the Joule. So I'm very interested to see why this pen is $1 less than this pen, which is so beautiful, comes in a beautiful box, comes with a leather case. So let's find out. This box is pretty much the equivalent of a carousel box. So, you know, not anywhere in the same league as the Joule. Ooh. Okay. Beginning to see perhaps some of the cost, where some of the cost is going. This is super chic. This looks very modern, very futuristic. It's very different to any other fountain pen that I have seen, yet it still has that sort of that Ferris Wheel Press signature of that kind of hex bolt, hex nut shape around here. Wow, okay. Let's have, I want to know more. Meet the Marquise Fountain Pen. As dazzling as a precious gemstone and as refined as nobility, this faceted aluminium instrument transforms your every experience at the desk into a fun and fancy endeavor. Crafted using state-of-the-art CNC, the Marquise's unique faceted tapering silhouette is seldom seen in metal writing instruments due to the complexity of its production. The Marquise is a true standout in both form and function. Its aluminium body is beautifully weighted and balanced, adorned with gold-plated brass details that bring every flourish to life. Equipped with a Jowo housing that is compatible with the Adventurer's nib collection, swap your nib to unleash your creativity. Switch from delicate flourishes to bold statements and feel empowered to express every facet of your imagination. Okay, right, so there are some clues in there. The body is aircraft grade aluminium adorned with gold-plated brass details. Okay, so there's some of the difference in that. As such, it does weigh less than the Joule. So the Joule, just to recap, was 45.3 grams. The Marquise is 31.6 grams. And so a CNC is a laser, basically a laser cutter, right? So they're cutting this aircraft grade aluminium with a laser. Wow, look at the detail on that. So you can see same nib. So the writing experience in terms of nib output shouldn't be that different. They're both M nibs. You can see the grip on the Marquise is smaller and not as chunky as the Joule. The pen itself is not as long. The grip's actually even more comfortable than the Joule because of these striations, stripy bits. Let's call them stripy bits around the barrel here. Beautiful engraving. Ferris Wheel Press. Guess what we're seeing there is the difference in the price point is that this one is gold plated brass details, whereas I can't find anywhere that says that the Joule is gold plated brass. Has a little rubber O-ring in there. Has the metal spring instead of the plastic ball to provide the ink agitation. Let's just get out the converter in the carousel here and just to compare. Okay, so you can see, I just don't want to get them mixed up, so whoops. So you can see the difference in quality even within the converters themselves. This one is plastic here. It doesn't have any Ferris Wheel Press branding on it. It has a little plastic ball inside to mix up the ink. This one has the Ferris Wheel Press branding. This looks like a better quality finish here. The barrel looks like a better quality finish. The finishing at the end here looks better quality, and of course having the metal spring in it is going to be providing a better mix for the ink as well. So that is a very nice converter. Was there a rubber O-ring in here? Yeah, there is a rubber O-ring. Yeah, this pen doesn't skip a beat, and it's got the same converter as well. So what I'm thinking, just initial thoughts, is that the $1 price difference between these two pens, keeping in mind that this one is $1 cheaper, I think you can do without the fancy box, and you can do without the leather sleeve if you are getting a better quality finish in the pen body, better quality material perhaps, aluminium versus, or aircraft grade aluminium versus brass. The gold plate, I mean, that's going to add something. I guess it's another process, another step in the manufacturing process, as well as adding an additional cost. I am going to put some ink in this beautiful, beautiful, futuristic looking pen and see how much I enjoy writing with it. Given that it's the same nib as the Joule, let's see. Okay, so this is Cosmo Air paper in snow, 75 GSM. Okay, my friends, so I have done a little bit of a comparison with this one. They're the same nib, right? They're both the medium two-tone custom ground size, full size nib. I am going to say that these two are just magnificent. For myself personally, this one, the Marquise, is probably just edging out the Joule. Not because there is anything wrong with this, quite the contrary. It's got everything going for it. It purely comes down to a couple of things. Aesthetically, my personal preference is not to have that brightly gold colored band. I like the matte finish, probably just slightly more than this lacquer, though this lacquer is absolutely beautiful. Okay, I'm just going to say that I move back and forth between preferring the lacquer over the matte finish. The next thing is that this is just slightly lighter in the hand than this one, and sometimes you want a more weighty pen, and other times if you're going to do a long writing session, that 10 or so grams can just make a difference. Obviously there's no difference in the nib. However, with the barrel grip here, I find this just slightly more comfortable with these stripes on it to hold than that, but really it's pretty close. There's not much in it at all. I mean, there's a really good thread on the lid there. It's super secure. It really just comes down to, I guess, an aesthetics, and even together they look beautiful together, both in that blue. It's unfair to compare this one, even though it's the same company, Ferris Wheel Press. Is this worth 10% of these, or are these worth 10 times this? Yes, they are. There's just no comparison. I mean, here the quality of the nib, the quality of the materials that they're manufactured by, the weighting of the pen, the converter inside the pen, the engraving on the pen barrel, even just, you know, the experience of using it, this you know, the screwing off of the lid, you've got an airtight seal there for your nib and for your ink. They just don't really compare at all. Would I be upset if I lost this one? No. Would I be upset if I lost one of these? Extremely. And I think with the warranty that they have now introduced, I think you can make these purchases with more peace of mind as well. So go and have a look at their evergreen warranty. It's very generous, I have to say, but these are just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful experience. So on that note, I'm going to say thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching. If you do choose to make a purchase, please use my code JA-CTP or another brand ambassador's code. Please don't pay full price, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.